my goodness, grabe energy nyo. To the max. I am absolutely impressed. I've never been to a Success Academy with this kind of energy. And so I don't mind traveling for 24 hours just to be here. Anybody can beat my time? I don't think so, right? Did anybody travel 24 hours to come here? 3 hours? But I am so humbled and I am so honored to be here today to introduce to you our amazingly, absolutely amazing company called Atomy. But before I do that, just a little bit of introduction about myself. Actually, I am so impressed. Nahiya ako kay Country Manager Chairman Eric Kim kasi nagtatagalog. I will try my best, but my best might not be good enough. Anyways, my name, as I said, is Sharon Rose Master Faye Vecino from Atomy, Canada. My journey before Atomy, Canada, started with my journey when I went to Canada 35 years ago when I was 25 years old. So 35 plus 25 is what? That's how old I am. I have 3 grandkids and 4 all grown-up kids. So 35 years ago, together with my sisters and my parents, we left the Philippines to go to Canada. My dad said to find a better life. Is that common? Yeah, right? Very familiar. Go abroad to get a better life because the pasture there is what? Greener pasture. But before leaving, I was a very good girl and a good daughter, so I studied very, very hard. I finished my university degree in public relations in St. Paul, and I was really hoping to get a very good career when I get to Canada because I had my degree. But lo and behold, because I did not have any Canadian experience or any Canadian certification, I landed a job at Pizza Hut as a waitress. Now, please don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with any of those clean and decent jobs. However, if you were like me, who freshly graduated from university and actually took 2 years of master's, and then that's the job that I landed, okay naman po, di ba, na ma-disappoint? Right? Yeah. So I was very, very disappointed, especially hearing that my classmates that I graduated with had really good jobs. So I'm like, am I in the right place? But guess how long I stayed in that job? 10 years. You would imagine that I have loved the job, right? But it was because it was easy, I became comfortable, and it was familiar, so I was contented. After 10 years in Toronto, my family moved to Calgary, Alberta. My first job there was in the daycare industry. I love kids, so it was a little bit okay. But again, it wasn't my career. Again, I stayed there for 5 years, and then I worked in our church as a children's pastor for the past 20 years, and I'm still lovingly doing that. However, as you can see in my life story, for what? 20 plus 10 plus 5 is what? 35 years. I was comfortable because it was familiar, so I was contented. However, there was a lot of opportunities that came my place, but I'm not a risk taker. I do not like change. Please do not make me change jobs because I would feel so anxious. I would feel so scared. Anybody can relate to that, right? You would just stay in one place and one job, right, until they kick you out, correct? That was like me because I could not take any risk. But then, nearing my retirement age, when I turned 57, 3 years ago, that's when I really started feeling anxious about my retirement. Like, what am I going to do? So even in Canada, we had pension plan, but they were saying that, the years and years, the pension plan is going to be really, really small. So I'm like, I cannot survive. And so that's when I started being anxious, and that's when I met this amazing company called Atomy. You see, we live in an uncertain era. Any one of us, whether you're in Canada, in Korea, in the States, in the Philippines, We all live the same kinds of lives. We work for our retirement, and yet when we get there, we might not even have enough, correct? So it doesn't matter if I lived in Canada for 35 years. My retirement anxiousness is the same as all of you here today. And that is what I would like to present to you, how Atomy gives us hope in the midst of uncertainty. And what's Atomy business and why Atomy? So let's get going because I am so excited, okay? So we all live in the age of uncertainty. How secure are you with your present and future? I'm not secured, right? I lived in Canada, worked for 35 years, and yet I do not know how much retirement pension plan I will get. If it will be able to sustain my, you know, with a lady, you have some things that you need to maintain, correct? Not the health supplement maintenance, but the maintenance, right? And so I was really, really baffled and anxious about that. So wherever you are, what kind of jobs we have, we all live in the age of uncertainty now, especially brought about by COVID. That has changed everything and almost everything that we have. AI now is so rampant. Before, when I was in university, I had to look for something from the encyclopedia. Anybody had that encyclopedia in their houses? The one that takes up almost all your living room, correct? Now, you only go to your phone and ask Siri, ask ChatGPT, correct? Times have changed. So if we are not able to adapt to these changes, maiiwanan po tayo, correct? Also, economic uncertainty, whether abroad or in the Philippines, wherever, economic uncertainty is something that we all experience. Sudden loss of job, again, especially during COVID. Nawalan tayo ng maraming trabaho. And the jobs that we thought we would die with, nawala sa atin. Because the way we do work now has tremendously changed. Don't you agree? And of course, as I said, an unstable retirement future like what I was anxious for. So what do we need? In order to not be anxious in this age of uncertainty, we need to establish a system that generates stable and sustainable income so that even though changes come in our lives, whether brought about by the world or our own health, then we are able to adapt. And that is what Atomy is all about. You see, we worked all our life until we reach 50 or 60. Actually, in Canada, our retirement is 65. That's why I was so jealous when I got here and I was 60. I'm like, oh, I can get a senior citizen card, but they wouldn't give me one here. But in Canada, it's actually 65, right? But then we still work and work and work for so many years just so we can be financially able to sustain ourselves. So whether you're 20 years old, 30 years old, 40, 50, 60, we all try to have multiple jobs, correct? So that we can earn more and save more. And some people, even back in Canada, when I introduce or share Atomy, oh, I'm too young for that. They're just in their 20s. I do not need to think about my retirement age, correct? Or when you're in your 40s and 50s, ay, nag-midlife crisis ako, sasabayan ko pa ba yan si Atomy? Problema na nga ako sa midlife crisis ko, right? Or when you're 60s and 70s like me, they were like, oh, I'm already retired. I don't want to be scammed by something like that. But let me tell you, whatever age you are in, if you're a first-timer here, let me tell you, Atomy is your hope to a better future. And it has been given to us for free by our Atomy chairman. When I found that, I'm like, this is such a huge blessing. So why Atomy? You have so many choices. My husband has ventured into numerous, hindi ko na po mabilang sa aking mga daliri, ilang MLM lang. And I've never supported him because I hated MLM. But why Atomy? I fell in love with Atomy 3 times. Let me tell you how and when. First, what is Atomy business? Atomy, as I said, is your hope in order to be prepared for a secure future because it is a global premier company. First, it's a platform business. Again, during COVID, everything changed to online. And so if you had a physical store, you either had to go bankrupt or close. And even though after COVID, some of those stores wasn't able to open anymore, right? Nag-close na talaga sila. Even in Canada, talaga hindi na na-survive, so they closed. So the only way for us to sustain and survive is if you have your own platform. Just like Amazon, Facebook, and Google. However, hindi naman po tayo katulad ni Google o ni Facebook, right? Na kaya natin gawin yon. But we were given a free platform business through Atomy. Again, where can you find a free platform business? Only through the gift that our chairman, Hangul Park, has given us. A platform business, if you're not familiar, is a business model where revenue is generated within an online or offline platform because it connects the manufacturers or the sellers and the consumers. Katulad ni Amazon. Amazon doesn't manufacture all of those things, but it just connects the consumers to the manufacturers and vice versa. And that's exactly what Atomy is about. System-based business also is what Atomy is. Now, what is a system-based business? It is a business where through the amazing system, you are able to generate income without showing up at work, without timing in at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock a.m., correct? Actually, you can earn while sleeping, and this is literally, because while I'm sleeping in Canada, my partners in the Philippines are buying. Or while they're sleeping here in the Philippines, their partners in Canada or abroad are buying. So that's literal talaga na you are earning while you are sleeping. And so I always tell my partners here in the Philippines, don't say that you can't do Atomy here in the Philippines because walang pera sa Philippines. No, that is absolutely wrong. You know why? Because I'm sure you all have friends and relatives abroad. Tama? So you can use those to help you grow your business. You don't need to go abroad in order to do your Atomy business. That is what we call the system-based business. So why Atomy? As I said, there are so many MLM businesses out there. But why Atomy? What is so different with Atomy? First, as I said, I fell in love with the way that the company operates. Because Atomy is not just about customer satisfaction. We always say customer satisfaction is always guaranteed, but not in Atomy. Because Atomy goes beyond customer satisfaction, because Atomy believes that if the customers succeed, who else succeeds? Atomy. So Atomy was birthed, was created not for the Atomy to be rich, but for all of us to be successful. How? Through the amazing products that we have. And these amazing products makes us, all of us, successful, and therefore makes Atomy successful as well. The products that I said was the one that I fell in love first. When I used this absolute set, it was love at first use. I fell in love with that absolute skincare right away because I love skincare. And I've tried other brands. You know, they're okay, but the prices were so expensive, I know I cannot, afford to doing that. So when I started using that, I really fell in love. Because who can tell that this face is a grandma? So I take pride every time I go and share about Atomy because I have experienced the benefits of our absolute quality, absolute price products. So that was my first falling in love with Atomy through the products. Another plus is that our company is a global company that has expanded just beyond Korea. Now we have 24 global consolidated, we have 2.4 trillion Korean won global consolidated revenue, and we have 27 branches all over the world. Just when Europe branch opened, that opened the door for numerous, countless numbers of countries. Imagine opening your store to all of these countries. You can open your branch by simply sharing it to your friends and families who are abroad. Also, in 2019, Chairman Park Hangil received the Presidential Award on Trade Day. And in 2021, we were awarded the USD 300 million export tower. You might think these are all just figures. But you know what? If you are actually in the industry, you will appreciate these figures because these are the figures that tells us that our business, Atomy, is not a PP2 game business, but it's a global billion-dollar business. And we have been given the opportunity for, again, free, right? Okay, you look at the slide, Atom is number 10. Why number 10? Why not number 1 and number 2 and number 3? Well, if you don't know yet, all of those other ones are senior citizens. Like me. We've been in existing for 60 years. So obviously, you should know better, correct? Adam is what? A teenager. Adam is only 15 years old. So compare. So if I have my kids are all adults, so I don't have, if I had a 15-year-old friend here and I'm 60, of course, my experience would be better, right? Because that 15-year-old hasn't been in existence for longer as I am. And so, tama lang na mas mag-excel yung 60 years old. But Atomy came into the charts in only within 15 years. Another one, okay? Chairman Hangil Park was the first Korean company to join the WFDSA CEO Council in 2021. And next year, Atomy Korea is hosting the WFDSA World Congress in our newly built building in Korea. Isn't that amazing? Sana po makarating tayong lahat doon. All right? And this is another one with Atomy. Hindi po greedy si Atomy. You know why? Because in all the branches that Atomy is open, it looks for the best product to market in our platform. I was so impressed and I was so glad when I found out that Philippines has a product. Imagine our product is in the global market through Atomy. Imagine the economic expansion that has brought in our Philippine government, right? Nakakatuwa po talaga at nakakataba ng puso. Another one is Atomy is a company that's committed to the ESG management, which stands for environment, social, and governance. And we will find out later what those things mean. Okay. Chairman Hangil Park is even awarded and respected all over the world that he was selected as one of Korea's most respected CEO, not just once, not just twice, not just 3 times, but 4 times. Imagine our very own chairman has garnered that award. Also, it's not just the chairman, but the company itself was awarded as a workplace that is best place to work. In whole of Asia, it's ranked as number 2 in 2022 for best workplaces in Asia. And in Korea, it was actually selected as the best workplace, again, not just once, twice, 3 times, but 4 times. That tells us that Atomy is indeed true to its honest management. Atomy does not just, yung pakitang tao, how do you say that in English? Atomy is not just about all their executives of showing off that they are a good company, but through its management that is brought down all the way from the very low, maybe in the company, everybody practices honesty, and goodness, which is one of the things that Atom is proud about. And our own chairman was already featured in so many publications and shows in Korea about Atomy. Atomy is a brand that we can all trust and use because of the absolute quality and absolute price. Now, this is the thing with Atomy. Atomy wanted to focus on us. And so it has left the manufacturing, the technology, the research and development with the companies that we have partnered with so that they will concentrate on what they're good at, right? Atomy doesn't have to be bothered about making sure that our products are good quality, but through these amazing partner companies that we have, Colmar and Carey, then Atomy can focus on its members, its customers' successes. Return rate. This happened to me in Canada. I had to return a product to Atomy. Why? Because the packaging was destroyed. The packaging was destroyed. And see, almost 0% return rate. Not because of the product that they didn't like, but because maybe mali yung na-order or, again, packaging was damaged. Our number one flagship product is Himo-Him. If you haven't tried Himo-Him, or if you are not taking Himo-Him, I can tell you are not a real Atomian. I'm sorry. Because it is the number one product of Atomy. How can you be in a company when you're not using their number one product? Right? And so people say it's too expensive. Well, are you going to wait until your body cannot function anymore that you're going to take Himo-Him? They say what? Prevention is better than cure. Okay, so let's not make the price of Himo-Him to be a hindrance na hindi po tayo mag-take ng Himo-Him. And again, the product that I fell in love with are absolute skincare. No one, nothing can match our product because this is the only product that doesn't only hinder or delay your aging, but it actually reverses. Like, have you heard about that? I haven't heard of a de-aging until I used this. I'm like, really? There's a de-aging? That it's reversing aging? And that's why I put it to use, to test, I mean. I wanted to make sure that it does what it's saying, right? And lo and behold, I really did experience the reversing of age. Because I can tell you, I wish I had a before and after picture. I can tell you I look so much younger now than when I was 57. And so, every time I would pick up my grandkids from school or daycare, I can proudly say that I'm the mom. However, my grandson would just say, oh no, he's my mommy Lola. So nabisto na po, all right? Again, our Absolute Skincare have garnered not just one, not just two, not just 3 awards, but 4 amazing awards that were actually for technology. Correct? This awards is not for a cosmetic. It's not pampaganda. These awards are for the amazing technology that the products have. Could you imagine a cosmetic brand having an amazing technology that it will get these awards? That ganyan po kaganda ang ating produkto. Again, the Fame skincare system. I'm sorry, the Fame, I didn't use you because I was already overage when I met Atomy. But ito po yung mga ginagamit ng aking mga anak. And again, they are so happy because of all the amazing results that they saw from this. And who can dispute our amazing 1-second toothbrush, right? How can you not fall in love with a toothbrush that you are guaranteed is clean every time you brush your teeth, correct? How can you not spend money on that toothbrush? How can you not use Atomy toothbrush? Sino pong hindi ko pa gumagamit ng toothbrush, bibigyan ko po kayo ng toothbrush para gamitin nyo. That's how amazing our toothbrush is for the price of it, right? And another thing that I fell in love with, our culture. There are 3 cultures that we are proud in Atomy. First is the culture of observing principles. This means that no matter where in their management hierarchy, whether they're the elite, the executives, the middle rank, or the lowly, the lower rank, they all observe the principles of atomy. Because I hear other businesses, other governments, where it's only the lower rank people that are supposed to observe the principles, but the middle and the ones that are executives, they are kind of excused from observing those. Tama po ba? Right? We can see that. But in Atomy, everybody has to observe those principles. The second is the culture of mutual growth. Number one po dito is the cash payment within 1 week of delivery. You know, this is really amazing. You know why? My husband has been in the export-import business when we left Philippines and we went to Toronto. You know how long we got paid? 90 days, 120 days. Ganyan po ang export-import business. So you have to have a really big capital. Babayaran ka after 4 months, sira na yung produkto. But Atomy, 1 week? I have not heard of that. That's amazing. And it tells you, it gives you financial support. Again, I understand that because we have our own business. They do not give you financial support. You have your own financial support. But Atomy is so generous that it helps its manufacturers, financially by supporting them. And the last is the culture of sharing. This one, I have a confession to make. So I started using Atomy products in March of 2021, but I did not do the business until June of 2022. Why? It took me a year and a half. Because in the beginning, I just fell in love with the product. So I was a consumer. But when I understood the culture of sharing that our Atomy chairman, Park Hang-gil, did, I could not help but fall in love with the company and fall in love with the man behind the company. His culture of sharing, of compassion, really touched my heart because as a children's pastor, kids has a very, very deep part and big part in my life. When I saw his video about his compassion, career of contribution, I literally was crying and I said to myself, I want to be part of his business, of his company. I want to do what he's doing. I want to reach that time when I can do what he's doing. And I know that one day I will be like him because I will be Imperial Master. Atomy has also given us a lot of free success system like the one that we are in right now. Again, where can you find that? Other businesses, you have to pay to take the course or to have all of these materials in order to learn. But Atomy gives this for free. Nagbayad lang po tayo ngayon because we have a lot of freebies, right? But one-day seminar, it's free, correct? Online seminars, center managers, they're all free. And that is what we call the free success system that Atomy provides for all of us. Another one is the marketing plan. Again, knowing that Atomy was a networking marketing company was a turn-off for me because I thought that they were all scams until I learned the righteous and fair compensation plan that Atomy offers. Nowhere can you find this kind of compensation plan where there is a ceiling cap, where everybody reaches the same level and the same amount of commission, no matter when you started, no matter your age, no matter your educational background. It's a free for all and fair for all. That is why it's fair and it is righteous. And I know it will be explained later on better. Our corporate philosophy, if you've forgotten everything, our corporate philosophy is honesty and goodness. Our chairman, Park, knows that honesty and goodness are the two things that would really take us further and further and further into our success in Atomy. If you've forgotten everything that I've said today, just remember these three objectives of Atomy. Customer success, because we are in the baby philosophy, not in the cow. I know you all probably know that already, right? So Atomy cares for us like the babies. Atomy doesn't look us, hindi tayo tinitingnan ni Atomy para tayong mga cow, para tayong mga baka na useful lang dahil meron tayong bibigay. No, Atomy cares for us like a baby, like its own child. Distribution hub through our GS strategy, we are going to be the global distribution hub all over the world and our premier company through our absolute quality and absolute price products. Atomy was founded with 3 principles. This is so amazing. Would you believe? Atomy has already worked so that it will survive. It will continue for the next 100 years. I actually asked my upper sponsor, how sure are you that my 3rd generation can still benefit? Because I don't want to venture into this if that's not true. And he explained to me that Atomy has already created a system where because of the system, it will last until 100 years. And Atomy helps us not just to be fast, but to be fast in the right direction. If you're just fast, you might actually not succeed. You have to be fast going to the right direction, okay? Because if you're just mabilis, but not planning, not have a vision, then your speed might be worthless. And that is what all our branches all over the world are helping us with. And of course, we have the balance. Again, this tells us that our company is not greedy, that it is honest, and it has all of us in its mind because it wants it to be balanced. The balanced distribution of wealth, the balanced distribution of value is for everybody, not just for the company, not just for us, but even for the society and all its manufacturers and the ones that gives us all the products. And as we end, the company motto. When I first read this, I'm like, am I in a business or am I at church? Because the words of this are, from my church, what I'm familiar with. But when I found out that this is the company motto, I'm like, my goodness, there is no other way. There is nowhere else. There is nothing else. There is no other company than the company of Atomy that we are all proud of. And so today, as I traveled 24 hours to be here with you today, if you've forgotten everything that I said, just think, Atomy is a blessing. Atomy was given to us as a blessing. And that is the purpose of God, to bless all of us. But that's just one part of the coin, because the other side is for us also to be a blessing to others. So if you were blessed by given this opportunity of a once-in-a-lifetime Atomy, let's all be a blessing and share Atomy so that others will also have a 3rd generation inheritance of future success and a balanced life. Thank you so much for listening.